Identifying
The king of cakes. Choppa for the win.
G'day guys, welcome back to Cakes by Chopper. Today I'm going to share with you my devil's food cake recipe. This is my absolute favourite chocolate cake recipe. It's so easy and it always comes out with a great result. And this is brought to you by the lovely people at Squarespace. What I do for cakes, Squarespace does for websites. They make it fast and easy to get professional looking results, so be sure to check out the end of the video for more recipes and more info on Squarespace. All the ingredients for this cake are listed in the description. It's best to prep them all before you start because it's a fairly fast paced cake. What you're going to do is add the muscovado sugar, cocoa and boiling water into a bowl and give that a whisk. Then you can set that aside whilst you cream your butter and sugar. I've used super fine raw sugar. This cake already has a couple of different sugars in it plus the chocolate, so it doesn't need to be that sweet. Whilst that's mixing, you can get your bicarb soda, baking powder and flour, sift them together. I add the baking soda and that to the top, and then I change it into a bowl and sift it through again to make sure it's distributed evenly. Once you've done that, you can add the vanilla essence into your butter and sugar mixture and then crack in an egg. Then add in a scoop of your flour and bicarb baking soda mixture. Then you're going to give that a mix around. Just as it starts to pull together, add your second egg and then the rest of your flour mix. Let that mix for another couple of minutes till you've got a nice creamy paste. Then you're going to add in the cocoa and muscovado sugar and water and gently fold that through, and it'll come together like a nice chocolate silky cake batter. Now you've got it to looking like this beautiful delicious cake batter. You're going to add in the melted chocolate, and that's just to give it a bit more of a chocolate hit. Mix that through. For easy removal, pop your mixture into a lined cake pan, and then you're going to bake at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit for half an hour to 45 minutes. If you're going to do a double layered cake like I am, here's a tip. You can flip one of them over whilst cooling to give you a nice flat surface to fill your cake on. I've just added some ganache to the center and then I smoothed that over, ready for the strawberries. And because I wanted to encase the strawberries in ganache, once I'd put this bottom layer on, I also gave a layer onto the bottom side of the top of the cake. I like to add a border around the edge so I know that my fillings aren't going to poke out the side, and when I'm putting the lid on it, it helps me guide that on so I get the cake on correctly without wonky sides. There you can see the bottom layer that I was talking about, and then you gently place that over the top, adjust it, fill in any little cracks that may have missed, and then you're ready to cover that in the semi-set ganache. Then you're going to pop it into the freezer to make it set faster. Then this is where you smooth out all the little imperfections, and I heated up the ganache again for about another minute and poured it over the top, which I just wanted it to do the top layer, and I didn't worry about the sides because I'm adding crushed nuts to the side. So every time it dribbled down, I just smoothed it out, and then whilst that ganache was still running on the side, just pushed on a coat of the crushed peanuts. That's totally optional. If you don't want that, you just want a smooth cake, let the ganache run down the sides. I got a little bit creative with this, as you can see. Put some nuts over the top and then decorated with strawberries on top and some piped ganache finishings. Then I piped on a border around the edge, and this was my chocolate and nut strawberry cake, and I guarantee you this was delicious. Your friends are gonna love it. I love the recipe. It's so easy. It's really good for carving. As I said, I've used it for the minion cake, which you can see above. It's just one of the most versatile chocolate cake recipes. I'm not a fan of chocolate cake, but I love this one. So I do hope you give it a try. And if you do, tag me on Instagram and send me a photo at Chopper79 or just search Cakes by Chopper. Thanks again to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. If you want to check out what they've got to offer, you can click the link in the description or the annotation above. And if you jump on it now, they're offering a free trial and a 10% off if you use the password FOOD. So be sure to check out their videos above and the creative food collaborations in the playlist below. Thanks guys, see you next time.